Good
Alrighty.
times.
Good times indeed. All right, moving on to topic 2. Sam, what is your topic today?
I just wanted to talk a little bit about the pandemic and exercise in the pandemic. Yeah, so let me think. I don't really have any notes, so I'm just kind of
Yeah.
going off of
Freestyle.
whatever comes
Winging
to
it.
mind. Yeah. So yeah, I'm winging it. Exactly. So I had quite a bit of downtime during the pandemic. So I started having more anxiety, and I was thinking to myself, what can I do to alleviate this? And I know every time I go to Taekwondo class, um, it's like kicks my butt, but I feel so much better when I get out of class. So I'm like, okay, why don't I like exercise more?
Mhm.
So when I was really, really young, I did like a lot of dance. I did soccer. I did a lot of softball. But then I kind of moved away from that, and I did more like music and artsy stuff.
Okay.
So I was really, really out of shape. But like when I went back to Taekwondo, I started getting into better shape, and I definitely noticed a big difference in my mental health. So I'm like, all right, like, why don't I start exercising more? And I just kind of went for it. I'm like, you know what? I'm a very curious person, so I'm like, well, what if I walked more? Let me see what that does for my health. So I started walking around the block at least once a day, and I was able to get out of that like a walk. I did like a walking meditation. So not only was I able to calm my mind, but I was able to calm my body too, because I know, speaking from experience, when I have a lot of anxiety, my body gets tensed up, and then I get just feeling achy after that. So the exercise and like walking around the block once a day for about like 30 minutes a day really, really helped calm my mind and my body. So then I got to learn a little bit about like the mind body connection. I didn't really know that a lot before. So I just, I noticed that just walking around the block made a huge difference in my life during our downtime. So I gradually built up from walking, I don't know, like maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And then 45 minutes started to become an hour. So like, just like little by little, baby steps. Cause I know we do Taekwondo at least 2 to 3 times a week, 3 times at most. But I also noticed that I had to do a little bit more outside of class so that I could keep up in class. So it kind of like everything just kind of blended together, I guess you could say. So little by little, I did walking around the block and noticed the huge difference that it made in my mind and my body. I felt, my legs were getting stronger, and my mind was racing less. I was able to think more clearly. So like exercise has definitely helped me to calm down. Like I was saying, I was out of work for a little while and had some downtime, so I was trying to be creative and think of ways to calm my anxiety and just like pass the time. So just walking did a lot, and I was swimming too. I swam a little bit. We have a pool in our complex here, so swimming helps a lot, and it's so therapeutic because you're in there and the water feels so good, and you're getting the exercise you need, so you're getting stronger physically and mentally. So it just really, really helps me a lot. And like I was saying, my legs were getting stronger, and I know I think about maybe a year or maybe a little over a year, we're going to start training for our black belt exam. So, and I am going to be honest, like I do not like running at all. Like
Nobody
had
does.
very bad experiences running. I got out of breath. So when when I had to run when I was younger, so I'm like, let me use this downtime to build up to be able to run. So I'm like, let's use this time constructively, and exercise was one of the solutions. So
Nice.
I keep talking in circles, I'm sorry.
You're good.
But, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, so like I
Perfect
just
circle.
try to like yeah, I just tried to like you know, blend everything together. I feel like everything is connected, like healthy body, healthy mind, and vice versa. And
sure.
also, along with the exercise, it also had me thinking like, wow, like I need to start eating better. Like I am on a gluten-free diet. I've been on a gluten-free diet for over 2 years now. It's definitely changed my life dramatically. Like I used to feel so sick all the time. So I've been on that diet for a little while, and it's helped me to be able to feel good and keep up with exercise. Because like when you feel, like crap,
Right.
you don't want to get up, you don't want to move,
Mm-hmm.
physically, mentally. But I just kind of pushed myself because I just started observing like, wow, how do I feel when I'm out there walking around? How do I feel, mentally? Are my thoughts am I feeling better, like thought wise? Am I more anxious? Is my breathing rate going down? So like just, eating well kind of came with the exercise too. So we try to eat better. Like we try to eat less processed foods, and we try to cook at home as much as we can. And that's helped out tremendously with my mood and my mind. That's definitely shifted a lot. And I was working with a nutritionist came to my job, and that was a big game changer for me because I learned even more about what to eat and stuff. So yeah, it just kind of all blends together. And I'm a big believer in healthy mind, healthy body, and vice versa. So just trying to practice it is, and keeping it consistent is a challenge.
For sure.
Because we get holidays that roll around and whatnot. So yeah, just trying to be mindful of what we eat and what we digest, like on a mental level, like too. It's all connected. Mind, body, and spirit is all connected. And just trying to live your best life every day and keep active and try to strive to be the best you can and whatnot. So
yeah,
I don't know, just helped me a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Since stopping Taekwondo, I've definitely noticed a difference in a lot of things. Weight scale, mental attitude. Like obviously, oh, thanks, appreciate it. That's what matters. But yeah, like obviously, you're not hitting things 2 to 3 times a week or more.
Yeah.
Where's that energy going? I don't know. There's no release.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely an area I need to work on. And like I've tried making schedules for myself. It's just a matter of sticking to those schedules. Like with working the shifts, not that that's an excuse, but oversleeping. It shouldn't be.
Yeah. Discipline. Yeah. Right. Well, that's another thing we learn in like Taekwondo, like I've learned, is like discipline. And I didn't have great discipline before I got to Taekwondo. And I take a lot of those lessons home with me, and I try my best to lead and live by example. I'm a human being. I make errors, I make mistakes, but I can tell you 100% this is the best I've ever felt in my life, mentally and physically. And, just exercising was more of a focus because I had so much downtime. Like I'm a very active person. I need to move. So that is one thing that was definitely something I focused on during this downtime in the pandemic. And I even told Steve, I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I don't like the cold, and I don't like to walk outside in the cold. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, let's go to Planet Fitness and I'll just walk on the treadmill. I said, it'll help me in many, many ways. And it'll also, but it'll help me also to really focus on getting myself ready for this running part of the exam, because I'm not excited about that. I'm really nervous. And this is like brand new to me, like preparing for a running exam. I'm the kind of person who can't just like go and do it.
Yeah.
I have to work up to it. And that's another thing I learned through Taekwondo is I have to definitely prepare myself. And I used to just be able to walk into like, I don't know, a test and just wing it or something. But like, this is not a book test. This is not a test on paper. This is a physical test, and I definitely needed to prepare myself. So I'm glad in a way that I was able to take time and walk during this pandemic, and it's helped me so much. And it's amazing. I feel great, like mentally, physically. Do I have my bad days? Yeah, I think everybody does. But
never. Yeah. I'm not gonna quote back to Twitter a few days ago. No. No.
Exactly. But it's definitely changed my life for the better. And like, you can even ask Steve, when he first met me, I wasn't interested in sports. I wasn't interested in like anything, but
she's barely interested in me.
No.
Stop it. But just exercising during this pandemic has made a huge change in my life, and I feel so much better. And I forgot to mention, I was messing around with TikTok.
Okay, there you go.
With Steve, we made a few like silly little videos, but I decided to challenge myself one day, and we have a pretty tall cat perch tower in the back here. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can see it.
That's all right.
But I don't the video. Anyways, the tower is a little bit taller than me, so I put one of our broken boards on there, and I put an empty water bottle.
Oh, there you go.
And I did a spinning roundhouse kick, and I kicked the bottle right off the tower, which was actually pretty hard because I'm pretty short. I'm 5'4", and the tower is a little bit, but you have to I had to really extend my legs, so I was definitely challenging myself, but I kicked it off. It took me a few times, but I kicked it off, and that was cool. Nice. So I did some, that was part of my exercise for the pandemic and the downtime that I had. So it's like I said, it's definitely changed my life, exercising, and led to a whole bunch of other stuff like eating healthy and watch what I read. And I can't be watching TV and watching the news all day either, because then I get really anxious. So being more active was definitely a solution for me. I can't speak for anybody else but myself, but helped me out so much. So
we've been trying to walk more lately. We kind of use it as like a separation of the day. So I'll do the stream, Kate will be doing her school work, and then we'll go for a walk. And that's been nice. I mean, either it's walking around obviously the apartment complex, or been going to the state park and walking around there. And it's just a nice relaxing walk, and obviously with the leaves changing and everything, it's nice. So I can definitely see the benefit there. Like I said, that separation of like, okay, this was the work time, now this is the that in between to get to the relaxing time, I guess you could say. But like I said before, I definitely agree with the mental and the physical definitely go hand in hand. I've definitely been feeling that more, and I feel I need to get back in the swing of things, whether it's jumping rope or just doing the forms or running. For some reason I want to go running, but and I've thought about Taekwondo too, and I'm tempted. I know if I just give an inch, though, somebody's going to be asking for a yard, and it's like, come on, dude. That's I have these 2 days. I can only give you this 45-minute block. Okay, maybe an hour and a half when you're going to run class over, but that's all I can do. So we'll see. We'll see if, I obviously miss a lot of people there and doing that activity, like I said, hitting stuff. So we'll see if that's in the cards down the road. But yeah, in general,
I hope so.
Definitely got to get back in the swing of things. I can definitely feel that those negative effects starting to take place, and not so good. Yeah, Steve, anything? I know you've been working. Have you been able to go with Sam on some walks and do that, or anything you're doing for yourself besides class, or?
I'm eating a lot.
Okay, all right, yeah, there we go. Carbing up, carb up. Come on, you can't muscle up and bulk up. You don't carb up.
No, same thing. Walking, it's tough now because the gym's closed.
Yeah.
So that's thrown my whole routine. I was dropping weight like in buckets.
Yeah, you were.
And then all of a sudden it's just like done. That's it. So I haven't gained, but I haven't lost any. So I'm kind of at that like purgatory kind of thing right now.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but it's, and plus class, like we can only go 2 to 3 days a week at most, so it's kind of like, and I'm not a huge outdoor runner.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, I'm kind of weird about that. I don't know why, but yeah. So it was nice. I was doing really well. I actually hit the 3 miles under 30 minutes on the treadmill at Planet,
nice.
Right before and I was like, you should have saw me. I was like Rocky on that treadmill.
There you go.
People are looking like, what the hell?
Yeah.
When Steve sweats, he sweats.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a faucet.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, come up here. We're going to do self-defense. Oh, God, what the? No, go back.
I'm like the Richard Simmons of Planet Fitness. But yeah, so that was, it threw me off this whole pandemic, but hey, we'll get back to it. I'm still a little nervous to go back to the actual gym, but hey, we'll see what happens.
So you mentioned you don't like doing outdoor running, Steve, and Sam, you mentioned you don't like running at all. Is there a certain aspect of the running that you don't like? Because that was another big hurdle for me, like with Taekwondo, doing the running test like you talked about. Hated it. Hated doing the 50 miles over those 6 months or whatever, and then the running test always sucked, and I think I barely made time if I made it. But then the stupid thing, like I learned to not love it, but I learned to do it. Stupid thing, I would just run when it's not even my test. Nail it, no problem. No doing the miles beforehand. I'm like, what the? You can't, what? Just stupid. So yeah, is there a certain aspect of running, either outdoors or just in general, that you guys don't like?
I tend to get out of breath really quickly. I know why now, because I exert like so much energy. If I don't spread my energy throughout the day, it stores up in me. And then when I actually go to do something, I exert so much energy, so much force that I exhaust myself quickly. I gas out quick. So I need to learn to do things like little by little. So I think that will be the solution to get through the running test. And also like, from my past experiences, like when I did softball and soccer when I was really young, I'd get out of breath like really, really fast. So like I need to kind of move away from like the past. The past is the past, and I definitely feel like I'm in much better shape now. But yeah, just like worrying about, getting out of breath and stuff is like holding me back or giving me a hard time. And also my ankles, I find, are like a little weak sometimes. I also freaking sprained my ankle when I was orange belt, or yellow belt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So like I'm really like I'm like, oh my god. I mean, I know it's been like 2 years now, but like I worry because I my ankles like give out sometimes, like not all the time, but sometimes. So I'm like a little worried about that happening. But like I'm very determined, so I'm gonna find a way to strengthen my ankles if I can. Like I'll do those leg curl things.
There you go.
At the gym. Like I'm determined. Like I will not fail this freaking running test. So
nice.
Yeah, but just getting out of breath, I guess, to answer your question.
All right. And Steve, outdoor running, why is that?
I think it's because, like, with a treadmill, I don't have a whole lot of scenery to look at, so I don't have time to think about things.
See, that's...
You know what I mean? I could just focus on the one, like, I could look at the Planet Fitness symbol, or I can look at something and just go, and I don't have to think about anything.
See, that's the opposite for me. If I'm on the treadmill and I don't see anything going past me, I don't feel I'm making any progress. I hate it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, oh God, I gotta run outside. Just like, oh, gotta go somewhere. Yeah. Let's see. Papa Gruff says, I ran for 12 years when I was younger. I think the same approach you took with your walking would do perfectly with the running. To be honest, a nice steady jog will get the job done for the black belt test. And the route is a bit shorter than the advertised distance, so it works out for you in your favor. Good. And that hill, you use that hill to your advantage. Woohoo! You're going to be flying.
Good.
So.
Yeah, let us know all the secrets, will ya?
Last lap, you gun it down that hill. You don't stop until you finish. Have some heavy steps, but you'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think practice makes perfect, though, and that's, one thing I've learned. One of the many things I've learned in Taekwondo is just the more you practice, the better off you'll feel. And just do it.
For sure.
Just get it done.
Nice.
Get her done.